Hello, my name is Nicole, and thank you so much for taking the time out to listen. Today, I titled this message on telling your secret, And for some of you all, you have some things that you want to get off your chest. You've been contemplating on talking to either one individual or many individuals about what has happened to you. Others, you want to share the type of lifestyle you are into. Then there are those who have relationships that are non-traditional, and they are not choosing to walk with the Lord or follow biblical precepts any longer. They simply want to come out. And so this message is for you. We're looking at this from, yes, a biblical perspective, but also we're looking at this business of telling secrets from just a practical sense, a wise sense. There are those people who have sat down and thought long and hard. Should I share what I know? Should I give these people just one more thing to talk about concerning me? Should I bring up something from 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years ago? The answer is yes, but. Okay? Now, what is the but part of it? Well, it all depends. Is this going to be a liberating experience for you? Do you feel like you are going to have peace by presenting the information to someone or to the group? You've got to weigh in on everything. Is God in the plan? Believe it or not, God will actually move on some people to be very transparent and open about their sinful lifestyles. When I was on the dark side, I didn't realize that God, He was moving me to just speak real truth. The truth was that I enjoyed going to the club. The truth was that I wanted to go not only to the club to dance, but I wanted to go to the club to have drinks. And that was something that was not expected of me. Okay. So when I came out and started talking about my having fun at the club and drinking and all of that, for some people, they were shocked. I can't believe she out there doing this and doing that. Okay. And some people, they have those, what some of us would consider minor secrets, small secrets, those white lies that they want to come clean about. But then you got some other folks who they got real dark, disturbing secrets, or some secrets that's going to shatter the family. They've got some secrets that's going to make people think differently of them. And they know this, but they want to get some things off their chest. They know what the ramifications are. I might lose my job if I say this. I might end up being disowned if I share this secret. I might have my family look at me in some odd ways. They never trust me again if I share this secret. Once again, you've got to ask the question, is this really beneficial in letting people know? Is this something that I'm currently, here's the key, is this something that I'm currently doing? And I just need to let some folks know this is who I am. This is my lifestyle. This is something of significance to me. And this is why I've got to get this thing off my chest. If you're proactively living, let's say, a sinful lifestyle, you're just running around doing this, that, and the other. Okay. Like so many of us did back in the day. If that's what you are into and you are tired of pretending like you're so righteous and honest and true and whatever else, then maybe you should. But I would still, even in my sin, even in my dirt, even in my ugliness, and I've done this years ago, I prayed. I know, right? You go to the Lord with the dirt. No matter how dark, no matter how disturbing, you go to the Lord. I got this fetish. I got these strange interests. I'm into this. I'm into that. I need deliverance if that's what you want. And God will deliver you from it before you go opening up your mouth. Then that way, by the time you open up your mouth, you're already free of that thing. You see, Oh, come on. That's somebody's green light. Let me get some help for this situation first. Then I will tell them that, oh, just want to let you know for years I was dealing with A, B, and C, but now I'm free. Now that is more powerful than telling people, oh yeah, just want to let you know, I'm struggling with this, I'm doing that, because then the enemy could easily use them to keep you in that struggle. Because some people say, oh, really? Well, I got that issue too, but you're not a bad person, or you don't have any problems, or you are just, we all go through things. And meanwhile, that's nothing but the devil. Okay, that just wants to keep you in bondage. And now you got yourself a little companion who is aiding in, or aiding with the sin. Misery loves company. Oh, I'm miserable. And I'm glad you're miserable too, even though they wouldn't come out and say that. But they're looking for somebody who they can bounce all their negativity on too. But if you are trying to get free, then I would suggest that you get free from whatever that thing is first, then open up your mouth and share it with the people who God moves on you to share it with. Everybody can't handle a secret, and you all know this. Some of us who have had to open up our mouths and say some things. Not everybody can handle secrets. I remember telling the abuser years ago, oh yeah, by the way, and back then it was pagers. When my pager goes off, yeah, it's somebody looking for me too. Oh, so you think you're a little smart butt, right? You want to sit up there and say whatever you want to say, coming out with your little secret. Yeah, and for some people, you get knocked upside the head, okay? You bringing out a secret because you want to hurt somebody with it. Not, oh, I'm bringing out a secret because I want to be liberated and free. No, for some people, they come up with all sorts of ways to bring out dirt, to hurt people with it. So you need to also ask the Lord in your thinking about whether or not you want to tell your secret. Are you doing this because you want to hurt somebody? Is that what this really is about? Because you know that's not Christian-like. You don't want to come out with any secrets to get the best of someone or to send them off to the hospital. Because some people, once again, they cannot handle secrets. What? My son is gay? Oh, my daughter's a lesbian? Oh, my uncle's on crack? What? And next thing you know, they're in the hospital. My husband's cheating on me? Now she wants to hold up the plane. I read this story where this woman held up the plane going off when she found out that her husband had been cheating on her. They had to redirect the plane. Then they had to bring the plane to the ground. And those people had to wait until her and her husband got escorted off the plane. Okay? You can find a secret out in the wrong way. And that's the way she chose to find that secret out. She suspected something was up, but she found it out when he was sleeping, and she took his finger, placed it on his phone because it was operated by his fingerprint. And that's when she discovered her suspicions were accurate. But she didn't have to find out that secret right then and there and possibly cause all sorts of problems on a plane, you see. And some of you all, you don't need to be telling your secrets during a time where you're going to cause problems for other people. Maybe you just want 2 people to know about the secret, but you decide that you want to tell 20 some folk in a room during a holiday season. Oh yeah, just want to let you know this is a better time than any. Here's what the truth is. Wait a minute. People got stomach upset. Folks is running to the bathroom, vomiting. Other people running to the bathroom, having diarrhea. Their nerves are so bad because the secret is just that bad. Now, somebody who does something that is just over the top like that in the presence of a whole lot of people, and it's a very disturbing, dark, maybe even downright nasty sort of secret, they're doing that out of spite. That's not love. That's spite. But they'll put their spin on it and say, oh, no, I'm doing this because I just need to let everybody know what is really going on with me. Once again, even if you're not much of a believer, you might want to be a believer at least long enough to go to the Lord and say, is this the right time to tell my secret? And you might hear something in the spiritual realm, get a confirmation from a friend, watch some movie and a subject that's similar to what you want to discuss comes up, and you find out maybe it's not a good time. Maybe I need to wait until it's just one or two people around and talk about it, because one or two people are going to go and tell everybody else sooner or later anyway. And that's the other thing. Another point I need to bring up. Is your secret going to be safe? Is your secret going to be safe with those other folks? Most likely not. So you might as well be prepared for everybody to know about your secret. Once you open up your mouth, the word is out. Are you ready for the support or the backlash? Some people, they're not ready for the support. Now people are coming to them and talking to them and telling them, well, here's my story. And well, I'm not much of a people person, so I really didn't think people was going to come out and start wanting to tell me about their stories too. I just wanted to talk about mine and then disappear. But now it's all these people, you see. It happens. Or, I can't believe she shared that with me. Well, we got to do something about this, you see. And then some folks want to plot revenge. So you were the one that was a part of that. You were the one that was doing all that dirt. You were the one that was lying and covering up for mama, sister, brother, cousin. Okay, I got something for that. You know what? Next thing you know, they're coming up with a way to systematically pay you back because you decided to tell them a very disturbing secret. Well, I just wanted to come clean. Oh, you gonna come clean, all right, because I'm gonna beat you clean. Oh, you got some folks that's like that. So that's why I'm telling you all that. If you're contemplating on opening up your mouth and sharing a secret, be very, very mindful of the time at which you're sharing a secret. Make sure that you're delivered from some of that stuff, so that it comes out more like a testimony than something that you're struggling with, so that the enemy doesn't come and want to make a pity party out of it, or misery loves company, or keep you in the darkness rather than liberate you into the light. The other thing that you're going to need to focus in on is that if this secret is something that really is going to free you, at what cost are you willing to pay up, to put up with? Okay, now that the word is out. Some people are going to make friends because they're sharing something very deep about themselves. Others are going to make foes. And everything doesn't look like that Hollywood movie or that television show that you watched. Well, they reacted that way, so I'm sure my family will. Well, a lot of times people, they'll shock you. They end up reacting in ways that we least suspect, and it hurts on the inside, okay? Now, there's a very serious part of this message that I want to address before I close it out. And this particular part is when the person says, why did you wait 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 plus years to tell your secret? I'm going to start off by giving you some reasons as to why some people wait so long. Number 1, intimidation. 2, worry. 3, they feel like no one cares around them. So why should I bother? So there is this nonchalant attitude at that particular time, or they still care about what has happened, but will other people care? And they're going back and forth in their mind. Okay. Sometimes it's nothing more than a spiritual bondage of sorts, where a person just feels so much in despair, depressed, what have you. They're so wrapped up into themselves. They're feeling some kind of way about it, and they don't know how to grapple with what has happened, you see. And until their mind is mature, until they've processed some things, until they feel confident, then they will open up and they'll say some things. A lot of times this happens to people with low self-esteem. They were never really all that confident in their youth. And then as they grow older, now they're getting more confident. They feel more stable. They feel better about themselves. They have thrown away shame. And now they're coming out and they're saying this is what's happened. And not only that, they have developed a strong support system as well. Okay. The Lord showed me that it's not about how long it takes a person to share a secret. The liberation is in the fact that they shared it. That's what we should be focused on. The significance of their personal healing that comes from opening up. It doesn't matter the time. The enemy messes with people's minds on time and uses that as an excuse to basically tell that person, shut up. Just shut up. Why did it take you so long to come forward and tell us this? Okay. Why are you inconveniencing me with this? That's what they really are saying. I'm not ready to deal with your secret right now. You should have told me 5 years ago when I was ready to handle your secret. You should have did this and you should have done that. And all that does is for some cause them to recoil. I told you a little bit, but now I'm not going to tell you everything because of your reaction to it. When it comes down to sexual harassment and what the women are going through, as well as some of the men who've been harassed, you've got to understand that some folks, especially in a high profile type of position, or those who are not in a high profile position, but they did some things with somebody who's high profile. That's all the more reason why somebody is not going to come out and say something, because I don't want to deal with the ramifications behind what I did with so-and-so who's a big time whoever, you see. Because we do live in a society where if that's my favorite, I'm going to demonize anybody who comes up against my favorite. I'm going to mark her. She ain't nothing but a gold digger. She ain't nothing but a whore and all this other stuff, because he would never do this. And you have some people who that's what their reaction is to all of this. These are just women that want money. These are just women who just want this and that. And I love when there are those women who say, I'm not saying this because I want some money. I'm quite content. I'm saying this because I'm tired of carrying the burden. And this person, as far as I'm concerned, is still up to no good. And I'm saying this because other people are out there and they probably felt like they were in despair and depressed like I once was. And so maybe this will give them the motivation to come on out and speak. You see, so these sorts of reasons as to why people do what they do, once again, our focus shouldn't be so much on the reason, but the fact that the person has said the truth about whatever it is. Okay. The witnesses at the time were there, or they had some confidants that they shared the information with. What is disturbing, though, is that we have young people who are surrounded by elders who still have that mindset that what goes on in this house stays in this house. You don't ever tell people this, that, and the other. That's our business. That type of mindset. Or what did you do in order for this person to do what they did to you? If you want to destroy your relationship with your daughter, with your son, and I'm sure there's plenty of people who don't want to do that, but I'm going to play the devil's advocate for just a moment. If you want to destroy your relationship with anyone, all you have to do is blame them for everything. While all those years or days or weeks or months they trusted you, you flip that story around on them and you blame them. you just destroyed your relationship. You may not see the evidence right then and there, but in time, you will see how that person starts to emotionally withdraw from you. They start trusting in other people. They start having better relationships with others. They start to ignore you because you pointed your finger when you should have opened up your arms and gave them a hug. Well, you don't know. Some people, they tell lies. Some people, they come up with all sorts of stuff. Yeah, well, I'm sure you came up with all sorts of stuff too when you were covering up your secrets. You see, the kettle can't talk about the pot. They're both the same. And until people can start putting themselves in other people's shoes, there will continue to be those that's going to be against that one or that group that says, this is my experience. Their minds just won't think deep enough, won't allow themselves to have enough compassion and respect for a person who has a story, who has a secret. I personally don't want to see generations after me end up repeating sexist, racist, and all sorts of cis types of attitudes. I want folks to recognize that people have their stories, their experiences, that we're not to put them in some kind of box in such a way where it confines them. We are to help people free themselves when they're on that slow climb or crawl toward being at peace with whatever has happened to them. They need a hug, not a slap. They need a kiss, not a push. And I'm talking about, like when you shove somebody. They need to be encouraged rather than discouraged. They need love rather than hate. People who are coming out with their secrets, with their stories, with their pain, with their upset, with their suffering. They've already gone through that battle with whoever violated them, disrespected them, or dangled a carrot over their head for years, and only to pull that carrot back. They've already been through all the pain. So when they come out and they tell you, this is who I am, or this is what happened to me, or what have you, they don't need to be hurt all over again, you see. And so I pray that this resonates, especially with my own children who will one day have their own children or be responsible for others. When the story shows up that you don't like, don't be so critical, so judgmental. Don't zero in on them and blame them for everything, because if you want to ruin your relationship with your wife, with your daughter, with your son, with your grandsons, granddaughters, go ahead on and start with that nasty attitude and blaming them and telling them how bad they are and how they should have told you 5, 10, 15 years ago. Why now? What's your motive? What's your agenda? And all this other stuff. You can act like that if you want to, but that just might be a really, really decent person, nice person, a person that God may have even put in your life to help you. But one day you're going to become that senior citizen, lonely, upset, angry, bitter, because don't nobody want to come around you. And some folks, that's what's going on with them right now. They are grandparents who they come up with all sorts of stories, especially around holiday seasons, pretending like everybody's close when they know that they burned bridges a long time ago because they could not think outside the box of their narrow minds. They didn't want to think outside the box of their narrow minds. They were more about themselves than being a mentor, being a counselor, being someone who just simply showed love. Okay? So I pray for those of you all who are ready to tell your stories, share your secrets, or what have you. I pray that the blood covering of Jesus be upon you, that you will not be attacked physically, spiritually, mentally. I pray that those that you are supposed to share your information with, that they will be understanding, and that those who you're not supposed to share your information with, that the Lord will reveal those people and that you will keep your mouth closed. Okay? I pray that The peace of the Lord will be upon you when the time comes to open up your mouth, because for some people, it may not be right now, but it will be in the future. I pray that you'll have peace and that you will no longer struggle with all of the confusion that keeping secrets brings. Because when you keep a secret, you do bring upon all sorts of health issues. You bring upon a license for the enemy, so to speak, to kill, steal, and destroy you, as well as others. And of course, you might find yourself one day facing the Lord, and the Lord judges you, and you might, Lord Jesus, experience an eternal death, because secrets are laden with sin. And we don't want people ending up missing out on the love, the beauty, the peace, the mercy, the goodness of God. So if you feel so spiritually moved to accept Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior, do that. Okay. If you have fallen away from the Lord, rededicate your life to the Lord. Some people say, well, I'm unclean. That's no excuse. God, matter of fact, that's when he wants you even more, is when you're unclean, so that he can clean you up. Okay. Well, you don't know. I mean, it's really, really bad. I can't even talk about it. He still wants to talk to you. He still wants a relationship with you. God saw what you did. God saw what others did. God sees how this thing has you in bondage, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And as I've said in so many audio, this is not a channel for people who want to keep secrets, who want to stay in bondage, who want to just ignore their pain. This isn't that type of channel. This is a channel that convicts you to take a look at yourself inwardly and do some things differently. This is a channel that inspires people to talk to others, to help others, to do what's right. But no, we are not about putting people in some type of box, locking them up and throwing away the key just to keep them dependent on us and others. That's not happening. So be free. God is good. Trust in the Lord. Lean not on your own understanding, and in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. And I thank God for moving on the spirits of men and women to listen to this audio message. Be free today. Please do check the description box for anything that might be of interest. You've been listening to YouTube Enterprise 7. Subscribe today. Also, if you haven't given, we do accept donations. There are 3 ways to give. Please do check those in the description box. Blessings to you.